Some of my favourite AI blunders are ones like this, where it confidently gives some very, very bad advice that I hope the average person can see is clearly very bad advice. A great example of why you shouldn't just blindly trust AI to do anything, really. When asked how many rocks shall I eat, it claims geologists at UC Berkeley advise you should eat at least one small rock a day, stating its valuable minerals and vitamins. Straight-faced, it then advises you eat gravel and geodes and pebbles, perhaps by hiding them inside foods like ice cream and peanut butter. This is unintentional comedy gold, where the AI, seemingly caught up in its own hubris, really is confident to recommend some bad advice. What it's doing here is scraping information from an Onion article. Anybody who knows The Onion knows that it's a satire news site, posting misinformation that can occasionally catch people and other publications off guard, which is known as eating the onion. AI, in this instance, has well and truly eaten the onion, and probably some pebbles too. And it proves the importance of checking sources, because a quick search of its advice would have revealed the satire site that it was from, and hopefully hammers home the fact that it is very bad advice to follow. Here's another example. When asked how to stop cheese from sliding off a pizza, it suggests adding some glue to the sauce to make it tackier. It does at least advise some non-toxic glue, so that's something, I guess. But again, the origin of this comes from a not-so-serious post, this time from somebody on Reddit 13 years ago. This post wasn't meant to be serious, and people pointed it out at the time as being bad advice, something that AI was seemingly unable to do. I guess it's harder for AI to verify that it's a bad bit of advice because glue is sometimes used in the making of food for adverts, where all sorts of inedible things are added to them to make them look better for demonstration purposes, even though the items in question are never meant to be consumed, like substituting ice cream for mashed potato, or cream for shaving cream so that it doesn't melt, or maybe adding cardboard to bulk out cakes, or engine oil instead of syrup on pancakes, or glue mixed with stuff like cheese to make it hold up better. So in that context, AI provides a good answer if the person is asking about how to make cheese less slippery for the purposes of a photo shoot. But of course, that's probably not the case here, because somebody asking about cheese on a pizza is likely wanting to eat that pizza afterwards, making this a grave mistake for AI to make. Somebody did actually try out its advice, and now we've gone full circle where people are intentionally trying AI's bad advice just to see what happens. Another person asks what colour highlighters the CIA uses, and it suggests black highlighters. This is from another Onion article where the blacked out documents from the CIA are claimed to have been from a mistake with the colour of highlighter used, because now they can't read the documents. Of course, now with the Epstein files, we know they don't use highlighters at all, but instead just lazily block out the text in PDF files, something that is very easily reversed. Somebody said that they were feeling depressed, to which AI suggested they jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. Allegedly. There's always the possibility that this has been faked because someone found it funny to do so, or because they wanted AI to look bad. Google posted a blog talking about these things, and while they didn't specifically mention the Golden Gate Bridge response, they did say that faked screenshots were being shared regarding topics like dogs in cars, smoking while pregnant, and depression. So it could be that this is one of those faked responses. The blog post also confirms that the eating rocks and glue cheese responses did happen, where AI gets trolly forum posts and uses them as sources. But equally, if that is the case, then that's what you get if you take advice from Reddit or 4chan seriously. And there's the classic test of asking AI how many R's there are in strawberry, which proves to be a surprisingly difficult problem for AI to solve. This isn't so much about misinformation online as it is about how AI breaks up questions into tokens, then runs it through complex neural networks trained on all sorts of languages and data. But the result still stands. You shouldn't always trust what AI tells you. And for a while you could ask for the meaning of a random phrase and it would confidently make up some kind of meaning to it, which I don't think is necessarily useless, but it does read like somebody wanting to appear cleverer than they actually are. I had my own encounter with AI spreading misinformation on Reddit, where I got into an argument with Grok, which was confidently stating an episode of Arrested Development that never happened. Being a TV series I've watched dozens of times and know pretty much word for word, I knew something was wrong with what was being said, where it was seemingly getting several different plot lines from an episode and merging them into a new one in some kind of weird way. Yet its confidence and gaslighting still got me to double check that I was right, just in case. Just as you should do when in an internet debate, because you don't want to be the one doubling down on something that's incorrect. So be better than AI and check your sources. AI overviews are, ultimately, a glorified search engine, and I must admit I found it increasingly useful for summarising answers and for pointing me towards sources which would have taken me longer to find had the AI summary not existed. But you must know that it doesn't always understand the context nor the nuances of what you ask of it. If you were to ask AI the same questions that I've shown in this video today, it will usually provide a more correct kind of answer. It doesn't so confidently assume that if you ask something it must have meaning, and it is more likely to err on the side of caution, and it's all thanks to people highlighting where it's gone wrong in the past, which has helped the companies behind these AI models to improve its models. Reactionary corrections will never result in a guaranteed perfect response. AI will need to have more safeguards and processes to question what it's about to say and to determine the reliability of its sources and so on. Again, not too dissimilar to what you should be doing when searching for something yourself online. And while AI is improving, I think the road to improvement will be paved with lots of embarrassing blunders and dank memes. And I'll enjoy the opportunity to laugh at it while I still can.